This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and yeah, good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday morning, September the 16th. Welcome to my desk. I am working on this kitty cat stamp. We are going to stamp out the owl and the kitty cat, and I might stamp out the bunny. We'll see how that goes. I just put it here to make a set for my introductory thumbnail. So, and I have a box over here that I want to upcycle paint. I'm going to keep some of my smaller things in it. I had small journals in it. I don't know if I'll put those back in. So, let's get started. Let me put the phone up on my... I'm on a few minutes early. Hi, Dee Dee. There's Dee Dee Willingham. Good morning, lady. How are you doing this morning? There's Arlene. Hi, Arlene. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see, since I'm going to be working on that, I'm going to zoom in a little and let's try to get it over this way. There we go. Good morning, ladies. It's good to see you. You cheer my heart up. I want to go to my live stream. We went to my grandniece's volleyball game yesterday. They won, but they had to work for it. Let's see if I can't straighten things out because this is straight. Oh, my camera's crooked. How crooked is it? It needs to be that way. Is that any better? Okay. So I think what I'm going to do first is print off, and I'll show you how I create my stamps. My stickers, I'm just going to stamp off one good one. And I re-inked this yesterday, or the other day. Good morning, ladies. I'm a little bit early this morning. What are you up to in your worlds? I'm going to do it over here. What are you up to? I should go to town today, but I don't feel like it. I feel like going back to bed. I had to make myself come in here this morning. Arlene says she needs more coffee. I had a cup of coffee. We came home last night and I made some scrambled eggs and I put my skillet to soak and I washed some dishes this morning. I don't like to put my skillets in the dishwasher. I wash them by hand. Dee Dee says she's working on all the pages she started and did on yesterday's stream. Wow. Well, I've been sorting and cleaning. That's what I want to do today. My goal is to get all my boxes sorted by the end of September. I worked upstairs yesterday in my storeroom upstairs getting stuff organized. Pulled out some sweaters that, sweater weather will be upon us soon. It's not quite here yet. As far as, we're still getting some warm days. And I need to mow the lawn, but we're going to get some more rain tonight, so. She says, I have to run Tuesday errands after a while. Okay. Yeah, it is, almost 7 o'clock in your world, Dee Dee. And if you're up in the balcony, welcome in, welcome in. Let me reset my chat filter to all messages. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And while we're doing that, let me reset my quality here. I like to do this when I first come on, so there we go. I'm looking for a good stamp here that I can reproduce. Oh, that's pretty good. So what I want to do is take a picture of this and let me grab my other phone here and whoops, I want to go to my camera and let me see. It doesn't really matter if I'm standing up or not because I'm going to size this picture down. Let me go to my library and we're going to cut this guy out. Size him down. And when I get into my graphics routine, I may touch up some things here because I want a nice looking sticker. But for now, let's see what this does. I want my lighting and I want shadows. I'll make my shadows darker. And I'm going to save that and close that out. And then I'm going to go into the graphic routine that I use is Androvid. I've been using it for years. And that isn't what I want. I want my sketchbook. Oh, and those are some stickers that I made. Let's do a new sketch, create, and this is an 8x11 page here. 8.5 by 11 page. And I'm going to go out and grab my sticker. My owl sticker. He's right there. Now, I've got all that gray around there. And that's just part of the graphic stuff. So I can either try to cut out my owl or I could erase all the gunk around it. And since he's a pretty simple shape, I'm going to make it as large as I can. He won't stay large, but, well, I may not make him that large. Let's bring him down a little. And then I'm going to set my pencil to the eraser. And I'm just going to erase. Oh, I need to change the size of this. Let's make it a little bigger. And let's increase the flow to 100. And let's see what that does. That's a little better. And I'm going to grab my S pen. It's one reason why I like these notepads is that they come with that S pen. And I can control this a little bit more. Well, I might have to get that out of the way. Let's go to the gallery and save this one and bring him back. Oops. And it brought out mine. Let's get rid of that. It seems to want to change my, when I do that, it changed my eraser to one close to it. I don't know why it did that. And did it change my settings? No, they're still the same. Let's make it a little larger because I want to do all of this. Whoops. Every time I might need to reload this. Reload this app because it changes my settings here. And I'm just erasing out all that gray, kind of smoothing out my owl sticker here. And I can do the same, oops. See, it changes it to my paintbrush. I don't know why it does that when I... use my finger to get rid of some of this up in here. I'm going to fussy cut him out in the end anyway, but and get rid of all this stuff. And it takes me some time when I'm doing those Harrison Fisher stickers, those ladies. You get around their nose and their eyes. And I don't know if you can see what I am cleaning up in there. Whoops, see, it changes my... I don't know why it does that. Changes it to the... pen next to it. Yeah. Did it again. I think I need to reload my... I'm not going to do it here. Reload my app. It's got a bug in it. Turn that fan toward me. Now I could cut this owl out but I'm not going to, because I'd still have to fix him. I'm going to cut him out, but I'm not going to fussy cut him out graphically. Yeah. Oops. Why it does that? Well, it's being stubborn. And a lot of this doesn't matter. I'm going to come back down. It's pretty good. I need to work on this area. And I'm just getting rid of the gray in the background when I fussy cut him from my photo. My photo had a grayish, and you can kind of see the gray in here. Now, I don't think I can in here make him white in there. I would have to go in with my eraser and make all that white. I'm not sure why it did that. And if you notice on my thumbnails, when I do my thumbnails, it kind of grays out my white. And it's just because I'm doing everything with my phone and my phone doesn't. Let's see if I can save this as a JPEG. Export to files as a JPEG best. And I'm going to call it, let's see, where am I at? I'm in my test scans. I'm just going to call it Owl Page. And I'll move it out of my test scans are really for my members, but we're just going to save it that way. And then I'm going to get out of this, and I'm going to come into, I don't think it's going to make a difference because I'm going to bring it back into that app anyway, but we'll see. I want to come into my files and come in here. And then I'm going to go to my lighting. I'm going to edit it. And I want to go to my lighting. And I want to make it, no, I want to go here. Auto might brighten it a little. No, it made it darker. I'm looking for the classical. I'm trying to get that black and white. I think that's better. That's Christo. my... I think that's the best one there. And I'm going to save that. Now let's see if I can bring that back into my app without it turning gray on me. Because this is a JPEG. That other was a photo. It's still a little, but it's not enough to... I really need to invest in some good graphic software, but I like doing things on my phone. So I want to go into my sketchbook. And we'll just do a new sketch again and create, discard this one, and go to my photos, go to import image, and pick up this guy. No, that didn't do it. In fact, it turned him all gray again. That's not mine. Let's not do that. Bring him down. And I need to shorten my... And I think I want to. Now I want to go and fix some of my black areas in here. I'm making a sticker out of him. So let's go to my pens and to my marker. Let's see. I'm going to change the size way down. Increase the flow. And make it darker. Let's see how that, yeah. And let's go into here, and I want to darken these lines. I want them to have a nice flow. Phones are the easiest to navigate. Hi, Cynthia Dooley. Is it Cynthia Dooley who came in? Or Cynthia McCoy. I get all my Cynthias. I keep calling Cynthia McCoy Cynthia Dooley. Why do I do that? Cynthia McCoy gifted me the... Is this Speedy Carve? I think it is. She gifted me 2 of these 5x7s. Is it 5? 1, 2. I guess it's 4x6. She gifted me 2 of them, and I carved the kitty cat. We're going to do the kitty cat one next. But I want to... Now I could try this, but I don't know if it's going to work. I could fill it. But let me take care of this first. So I'm graphically fixing the owl because I want him to be a nice sticker. Now I'm going to try to fill it with black, but I'm afraid that it's going to fill the whole page because it has a little leak in there. Now, where's my... So let's go to the color, make sure that's all black, and it is. It's the darkest black I can get on this phone. And then I can go in here to my fill. And I'm going to hit right here. Fill. And it's not it's either gonna fill that one little spot, or it's not. Here, let me fill this. See, look at that. And I can get rid of that. But when I try to do it in here, it's just doing one little pixel. So I'm left doing this if I want a nice black area. But I don't mind too much. Whoops. It bopped over to my eraser. Why does it bop around for me? Now it's bopping back to my eraser. What one did I do? This one? This one. I don't know what one I did. It was that one. Yeah. Okay. So I want a nice, I want a very nice sticker when I print these. So I'm just taking some time and going in all these lines. I wish I could fill the whole line, but it's not doing that. It just does that one little spot for some reason. But I have a feeling that this app needs to be reloaded because it's doing some goofy things on me. So I'm just filling in all the, but really when you come down this way like this and go down to full size, you don't see all those little white lines. But look where I've made it darker in there. You can see that. You can tell there. I'm gonna try my fill again and see if that, yeah. For some reason it's not doing it. And I'm just going to sit here and color my owl. Now I'm happy with the stamp. I am happy with how it's stamped out. I'm not disappointed with that. But if you want a nice sticker, you don't see on your paper. Well, I suppose if you could zoom in on it, like what we're doing here, you would see all those little white lines. But your eye blends all, on the piece of paper, your eye blends all that in, and it looks like a nice stamp. But graphically, it takes a picture of all, whoops, went back to my pen. My app is jumping around between my pens and my eraser for some reason. Sometimes things get crazy. I might have to change the setting on those fine lines. And I suppose if I had a really nice graphic utility, I probably wouldn't have to do this. Let me come out and look at chat. What did Arlene say? It's a good day when I remember how to take a picture on my phone. It always amazes me what people can do on their phones. Me too, Arlene. Me too. It totally amazes me what technology can do. In the 70s, 1970s, when I was going, I'm going to change the size of my phone, or my line. I'm going to turn it way down. And I want to get into some of these little spots here. And this leaf, that leaf, well, it's this one here. And I think I meant for it to have some white. That leaf didn't print well even when because it's probably not carved well. You can't see it on here. So I've been sorting boxes. I think I'm going to try to finish up the living room boxes today. All right, let's see what's going on out there. I started to read chat. Arlene says, I'm doing some Christmas cards and gifts. Cool. I need to start my Christmas cards. That's really cool, Arlene. I'm glad you're doing that. Dee Dee's laughing at Arlene. Arlene says, I was so skewed that up. I would so skew that up. I skew it up a lot. Dee Dee says, I do all my art prints and stickers on my phone. You do? You have an iPhone, though, don't you? I think iPhone probably has better graphics than these are Androids. These aren't bad. But I do think your iPhone probably is a little bit more attuned. And Apple always was a better with graphics than Androids were. Let's see, who came in? Cynthia McCoy popped in. Hi, Cynthia. Shit, yeah. Cynthia, you know, I have to tell you guys this story. It was a church group. Whoops, see, it went back to the eraser. Why it keeps popping to my eraser, I don't know. No, I need to get rid of that spot. There. I was a member of a Bible study. It doesn't want me to tell my story. It's popping back to my other setting. I don't know why. But I was a member of a Bible study group when I was in Wisconsin. And see, every time I talk about my Bible study, it hates my chat. All right, quit it. I don't know why it's doing that. It's going to my eraser. I want this one. And I kept calling this lady, I kept calling her Linda. And her name was, I'm not going to tell her name because I don't want to, I doubt that it'd ever get back to her, but let's just call her Meri 2, not T-E, well, Meri number 2. And I would always call Meri number 2 Linda. And it just, I don't know why. I just, it came out of my mouth for no reason at all. And one night, I accidentally called her Linda. And boy, she got mad at me right in front of the group. Why do you call me that, Linda? I'm not Linda. I'm Meri number 2. And it shocked me because she was mad. She was mad. Oh, and it shocked me and it too. I mean, it just shocked me that it just came out of my mouth. I had no idea why I would always call her Linda. And it upset her. And I apologized. I said, you know, I don't know why. I don't know why. And I apologized to her. And then I said, you know, you remind me so much of my sister. You remind me of my sister. And my sister's name was Linda. And I said that to her in front of the group. I said, maybe that's why. Maybe every time I look at you, I see my sister. And that helped her at least. Now I want to go to the eraser. That helped her at least understand where my head was going. Let's make this real small. And come back in. I want to erase. Let's get into here. Look how uneven these are. I want to smooth these lines out. And I think it's okay to do this if you're making a sticker and you want a nice sticker. I think it's okay to touch up your drawing or your stamp and clean it up a little. That'll probably bop over to my... Although I do think, too, that once this prints all of the little, because I've got it way zoomed in, your eye will blend all that in. Then I want to clean this. Okay, now I want to go back to, and this is going to take me a while, but I want it to be nice. I want to do some stickers. Let's get rid of these. Whoops, see, it went over to my eraser again. No? How did it do that? I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save current stick. Because I don't want it. See, if you look at it like this, it all blends in. Your eye, but when you look at it close up, did it change my color? No. It changed back over to my... I don't understand why this app is doing this. I kind of wanted to get this done. I'm going to save this gallery, and I'm going to get it out of this app. I'm going to check my cache and see if just clearing my cache will... storage. Oh yeah, well, I don't have that much in there in cache. Let's clear it. I'm tempted to... Oh, let's see if that helped it first. I doubt that helped it much, but you never know. All right, let's see if it still bops my... But look at how nice and dark that line is. This one here. Let's see where I am with my pens. I want to be on that one. And let's see if I can see if it'll bop for me. If it does, I'm going to uninstall it and reinstall it. let's see if that helped the, because I should be able to do a fill. Yeah. It's not helping the fills any. Well, maybe a little. Yeah. It hasn't bopped over to my eraser though. Let's see how long I can go before it bops over to my eraser. This might be kind of boring to watch. I'm sorry about that. I could go on and do something else and do this later. Are you bored? It hasn't, that might have helped the, it might have been my cache, C-A-C-H-E, because it hasn't bopped over to my eraser yet. Sometimes those little, whoops, it bopped over to my eraser. All right, I'm going to try something else because I don't want to fool with this all morning. We're going to get out of that, and then we're going to save this again in my gallery. And I'm not sure if it'll clear out. If I uninstall it, it will probably clear out everything I have in my gallery, which I have a lot in there. I don't know if I want to do that. I'd have to save all those off, and I don't know if I want to do it. I'm going to play with this offline. I can't proceed. I was going to take this owl and put him in my graphic utility and copy him over and over and over. But I don't want to copy all the little. I want a nice copy to copy over and over and over. And I don't want to install it, because uninstall it and reinstall it, because I've got everything out there. I'd have to save everything off. So I am going to switch gears entirely, because I think this is going to be too boring to watch me do that. I am going to clear my desk a little here. And what we're going to do, these are my carving tools. I need to clean up my cat a little bit more, but we're not going to do that either right away. Push all my tools to the side. Let's get out some waxy paper. There's my water jug. I'm going to put a piece of wax paper down. Hold the phone. I'm opening a new box. I don't have enough in my old box to... to cover my desk. I should take these tools completely off, but I don't really need to go over there. So it was fun to watch my grandniece play volleyball yesterday. She does a pretty good job. She's a freshman in high school this year. And she's doing okay. They keep her pretty busy. I'll put some of these markers away. Paintbrush tools. All right. Let me zoom out because you need to see the entire desk. Yep. And what I'm going to do is, I have this box. It's a nice sturdy box. And I want to paint this up a little. Actually, this doesn't need to be painted. I just want to paint this area here and maybe the inside. And I think I'm going to get some napkins and collage napkins. So let's grab my white paint, that's the gloss. I really don't want gloss. One more turn of the wheel. That's my buttermilk. That's glitter. I hid my white paint from me. I might have needed to stay in bed this morning. I'm looking for my white paint. Did it not? Well, I can use, that's black. I don't want black. Stand up. Where I put my white paint. I'm going to get some out of here, which I don't know what I did with it. It's my other bottle of it has disappeared. We have trash to throw out today. All right. Let's pour a little on here. Gunk, you need to use this stuff up. It'll be okay on this. I wouldn't want to put that in my fine liner. Oh, let's get a brush. Deciding what brush I want to use. I don't want to use a nice one. Okay. Let's put this lid back on. In fact, this is probably a good application for this paint, old paint. And I want to paint the sides here. And I'm only painting the sides and this because I want to collage napkins on it. And napkin collage will work a lot better on a white. So I can put some of my smaller journals in here. Oh, I know what I can do after I get this done. Let's get that. I don't need to paint the white of the other whites, the box that's already white. This is a nice sturdy box, I have to say. Sometimes if you catch them before they break down their boxes and say, oh, I could use that box, can I have it? The last time I asked at Walmart for boxes, I asked a gentleman and he said, you go take any boxes that you want. And I said, wee! And I grabbed a whole cart full. That was because I need boxes to help my sorting. And that's what I'm going to be doing today, is sorting. And this doesn't have to be perfect because I am going to collage napkins over this. So I just need sort of a white background. It isn't like this is all going to show. Yeah, let's go do this side over here. The top there is white, the bottom's white. I'll have to turn it around and do the other. Well, let's paint this first. Can you guys see? Yeah, I think you can. I should go to town today and get groceries. I'm out of groceries. I ate scrambled eggs last night when we came home. I'll paint the bottom here. This is all going to get collaged with napkins. And is that a... No, that's okay. It's kind of... So I have done some sorting, and I brought in 2 sacks of things I need to put away. like, I found a whole bunch of old photos, and I'm going to take one of those empty boxes and make it an old photo box. I already have a box of die cuts, you know, those metal die cuts. I have a plastic snap box of those, but I found some that I bought when Hobby Lobby was clearancing them out. And I have some that I had used and I never put away. And so I want to put I have just things that need to be put away. I found a whole bunch of tissue paper that can go in my tissue paper box. So I want to get those things put away. And I got one of my little carts that came from Petals and Dreams. She sent me a little rolling cart. She doesn't come here anymore, but a few years ago she sent me that cart. And I still use it. And I cleaned it all off, and I had some small journals in it. And I want to get a place for those small journals and get them out of that cart, because that cart just should be for things that like my top shelf over here, things that I reach for while I'm streaming. Now again, this doesn't have to be a perfectly painted, it just needs to be white. So if I leave some streaks, I'm not gonna worry about it. Now, I'm going to turn it around, because I painted on that. Whoops, I guess I should paint this. I just want to get a white background so that the napkin will collage nice on here. And I have to go to town. I'm not going today, I might go tomorrow, but maybe I'll look for some napkins to collage. If I go today, I'm just not up to it. We went yesterday and that tired me out. We didn't get home till about 6:30, 7 o'clock. Her game was at 5. And they had to play 3 sets. They had to work for their win. They won, but they had to work for it. It wasn't like, it was not an easy win. Maybe I'm getting it a little too thick there. I don't know. All right, let's turn it around. And paint the other side on the sides. And I wouldn't, but well, I do like to upcycle boxes though. I like to take those medium-sized UPS boxes, not the, the priority boxes, the medium-sized ones, and make flip-top boxes out of them. I have one that I want to do, but I'm not going to do it today. I like to collage napkins on them. And again, this doesn't have to be a super duper job. because I am going to collage over it. I just want a white background. The napkins look better collaged over white. They show up better. I don't know if I got that gunk. No, I think it's okay. I don't think that gunk was a plasticky gunk. I think it was just a glob of paint when I poured this paint, because I don't see it in here. All right. I took all my paint books out in the other room, so I can't really wipe off my brush on my paper on a scrap piece. All right, so I'm just going to take this and set it aside and let it dry, and it'll be all ready to collage. Put my, and I'm going to take all this up again. I just didn't want my desk to get all painty. Tighten the lid on my, I better use that up before I lose it. And put this down below. Alrighty, give me a minute here and I'll come out and look at chat. I need to clean my hands. I am finding myself throwing away more stuff. Things like this. I tend to keep thinking that I'll use it. I'm tending to throw away more. And I made a vow this morning that I'm not going to let boxes stack up behind me anymore. If I open a box or an envelope, I'm going to find a place for those contents and not just throw it behind me. That's my vow. Because that's how it got so messy, is I just threw those boxes behind me after I opened them up, and they piled up on me. I've got a ways to go yet with my sorting. I'm in the sorting and finding a place for things, determining whether I want to keep it down here or take it upstairs, or some things I think I'm going to donate back. I was upstairs working in there's a bedroom upstairs that I can use as a storeroom, and I have clothes up there that I wore when I worked that I don't wear around home here. And I was sorting out some winter sweaters. I have quilts. I have some quilts that I wasn't going to put in storage. I wanted my grandmother's quilts. I brought those home. And I have a quilt that when I was working, I could afford, and I could afford it. I bought a quilt that was hand-stitched by an Amish group, and it's a beautiful quilt. I would love to have wall space to hang that quilt, but you know, if you hang it, it's only going to get dusty and dirty, especially in an old house. It's better to get it out every now and then and admire it, I think. I suppose you could put some sort of a protective covering over it when you hang it. But. All right, let me come out and look at chat because I've been in my own world. Penelope is sitting behind me. I don't have anything out except for my stamps here. Yeah, I'll finish cleaning this this owl stamp off offline. All right, let me refresh my chat, and I'm going to go down to the bottom and read up. Chat filter, all messages. So who's in here? Dar. Good morning, Miss Dar. What did she say? Shoulder pad story, Dee Dee. Let's see, Arlene says, Dee Dee, my mom called the tops linebacker shirts. We're talking about shoulder pads. Dee Dee says, well, Mary, that's a start. Are you talking about throwing away stuff? What are we talking about out there? I can hug mine, then pass them on to Denise. What are you hugging? I have cleared the severely spools of thread, too. Oh, several spools of thread? Yeah, I would imagine, Becky, that you have a lot of empty spools of thread. Becky said, each little dress uses about 2 yards of fabric, so I've used about 80 yards of fabric from my stash. Wow. Becky was showing all the little dresses the other day. They were so cute. That is awesome. What is Dee Dee hugging and passing on? Dar says, I have about 100,000 napkins left, and I just sent some to everyone I know. I ran across a box of napkins, a small box of napkins upstairs. I took them upstairs, and I think about half of them are white backs. I think it's a box that there are some napkins on top, but I think on the bottom are the white backs. I'm going to throw away those white backs. And, I'm just not going to keep that stuff anymore. And Dee Dee says, well, that's a start, Mary. People that don't love boxes concern me. They just ain't right. You're a kid at heart, aren't you? Dee Dee says, don't you already have napkins? Well, I want on this, Becky said that. Don't you already have napkins? I do have napkins, but I want a complete set of napkins. I want them to match. A lot of the napkins that I get at sales, I don't get enough to cover that entire box. I don't think I have enough. I have to buy a package of them to cover that entire box. So those napkins that I buy at the sales, although I did get that one package, there were 90 napkins in there, but they were all there. I mean, like I would get at the most maybe 3 of the same, and that's not enough to cover that entire box. And I I could do like what you do with your dresses, make the shelves one and the sides one side one and one side the other. But I think I want a more, because I want to set this out, I want a more coordinated look on that box. So I'm going to go buy some napkins, although I'm just going to Walmart. I probably won't be able to find much at Walmart. And my chair is sinking down on me. Let me lift my chair up. I should go on up to Grand Island because this is Tuesday. I could go to the bins today. But my heart is saying to me, you need to stay home and sort boxes because the Nebraska Junk Jaunt is coming up the 26th, I think. 26th, 27th, and 28th. And I want to go to that. So I gotta really avoid bringing too much more junk into this house till I get my junk cleared out. So I'm fighting myself. I don't even think I'm going to go to town today. I'm going to stay home and sort. Did Teresa come in? Good morning, Teresa. And there's Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly lady. Teresa said it's coffee time. Dee Dee says, don't we all have napkins? Becky said she's on a no-spend month. We haven't even gone thrifting. It's hard, though, isn't it? Because, I don't know about you guys, but for me, my thrifting is my fun. It's my fun. I need to go thrifting and not buy this little thing and that little thing. Go thrifting and look for treasures that, of course, everything's a treasure to me. But a lot of people who go thrifting, that you watch these videos, these thrift videos, they are resellers. They go thrifting and you'll notice they'll look up how much they can resell it for. And I've been watching these videos, these young men will go and buy like a coffee table. Well, the young ladies will too, or a dresser, and they'll upcycle it. They'll buy it for like $30 and sell it for $400. You know, I'm not into thrifting for that. But I think I could still go thrifting and not fill my cart and still have fun. Have fun just looking at it almost like a museum. You know, count the thrift store as a museum. I'm pulling my hair back. It's in my eyes. I should go get my hair cut. Becky, I just love, if you're still in here, I love Becky's hair. It really looks good on her. And I'm keeping my hair fairly long, but it needs a nice trim. It needs a nice trim because it's getting pretty raggedy at the ends. And to be honest with you guys, I cut my hair myself because I'm going, well, it's just a trim and it may not be even, but I really do need a beautician to even it all out for me. And I know that by trimming it, it'll help it grow. And I really do need to go get that done. So I need to, but I keep putting it off. I just tie it back. That's what I'm doing right now. I took my glasses off so I can't read chat. I'll be with you in a minute here. So yeah, I'm going to stay home today. I might have some napkins around here in packages, but they may not be what I want. I might have a couple of packages of napkins that might work. I'm wanting like a brown plaid, or I don't want just a plain colored napkin. I want something that will look halfway decent. All right, let me read chat. Let's see. Kimberly says she's wrapped in a blanket like an old woman. Aw. Teresa said good morning. What did Kimberly say? Lots of rain and wind and thunder right now. It's the day to play. And Dara says, that's right. You probably have the princess dog snoring. Aw. There's Mina. Oh, she went to get some tea. If you're back, Mina, hello. Kimberly says, just a disturbance on the coast till tomorrow. Yeah, we got some rain. Not last night, the night before last. And we're supposed to get rain again tonight. And then I think it's supposed to clear up for a few days. I need to mow the lawn. But I'm not going to mow the lawn and have the rain come and grow all the grass for me again. My brother says, well, it's going to get long again. Well, it already is kind of long, but I think I can take another rainstorm. I think I can let it rain one more time. And I need to get out there and mow it. And I want to dig my potatoes, and our corn is all done. I'm going to pull the corn stalks up. I think I'm going to start a compost pile, although it really won't compost until, it won't compost all in one season. I need to start a compost pile. And I asked my brother how the butternut squashes were doing. We get more butternut squash than what we can eat. And I asked my nephew last night, I said, do you guys eat butternut squash? And he says, no. And he turned around and my brother brought home zucchini and eggplant. And I don't know what he thinks I'm going to cook. We're out of flour. We're out of eggs. I made him go get milk the other day. We really need to go, I need to go grocery shopping. I don't know what he thinks I'm going to make. We're out of flour and we're out of eggs. I can't make zucchini bread. I can't. The eggplant, I like to, I like to slice the eggplant and then dip it in egg and flour and have a fried eggplant that way. This is where Kimberly came in. They're saying hello to Cynthia. Dara's here. Dee Dee said, when was the last time you turned your phone completely off? Last night, Dee Dee, if you're still listening, I turned my phone off. I have 3 phones now. 2 of them are old phones. And that phone I was working on was an old phone. An older phone. It's out of contract. And I turned all of them off and restarted them in the wee hours of this morning when I first woke up. So I do that frequently. And I also, because when I do those dream screen shorts, it's still in beta. So it throws some crappy stuff sometimes. And I clear my cache, and sometimes I reload that YouTube app frequently. And when I do that and clear all that out, I turn my phone off and on again. But it's only on that one phone. I try to only use that. And that's the phone that I was using so I don't know if it's conflicted with this one or not. What I want to do, let's see, am I up to the top? I'm way up. I'm up to where Becky came in. She says, good morning, everybody. She says, I need to sew up the last 2 dresses so that I can get them in the mail today. It's probably what she's off doing. Arlene said, as long as my art is in my possession, it's fair game for touch-ups or revamps. Yeah. Dee Dee says, all my photo editing is on my iPhone, which is crowded to my iPad. Yeah, I do think Apple probably has the better graphic utilities than Samsung. She says Dee Dee is telling us that she touches all her art prints up in Procreate. Cynthia McCoy says, I just chuckle when you call me by another last name. Aw, thank you, Cynthia. I'll get it. I'll make so many mistakes that I'll embarrass myself enough to quit. All right, I can't go up any further. Let's go down to the bottom. Becky said, butternut squash keeps for months, though once it's picked, you have to let it harden off in the shade out of the weather and store somewhere cool. Well, my brother's has given several butternut squash away. We tried to give some to my nephew last night, but I'm surprised they eat the veggies that they do. They grow a lot of zucchini. He grew some eggplant. They eat tomatoes. I don't know if he ate sweet corn this year. And I don't know if my brother gave him any. I had to say my tummy will not process those sweet corn kernels. It's so sad because I love sweet corn on the cob, but I'm not going to give myself a tummy ache. I'm getting old, you guys. I could make cream corn. I was thinking about maybe trying to make some corn cakes and see if I could tolerate those. But that hard outer shell of the corn, my tummy won't take it anymore. Dee Dee needs staples. What? Why? Let's see. There she goes, helping with the shopping cart. What did Dee Dee say? You need flour to cook? A different planet? I need flour to cook. I baked some cinnamon bread the other day, and I used flour. I used the last of the flour. I'm amazed. We got 3 bags of sugar, and we only had 1 bag of flour. I did throw out a bag of flour about a month ago because when my brother bought it, it was way past the use-by date. I said, I'm not using that. I threw it out. It was just a 5-pound bag. I threw it out. It just made me sick to think of using it. Probably would have been okay, but Raw veggie platter with dressing. I can't, the raw veggies anymore, I have to steam them to eat them. My tummy just won't, I have some, I think I'm getting some digestive issues. I can eat like soft foods. I had those scrambled eggs, although I did put some, I chopped up some cheese and I chopped up some pepperonis and but I chopped them up fine and I didn't have any tummy issues. Let's see. Teresa said, "Oh, Meri, you have a lot of content. I cannot go thrifting without buying." Yeah, a lot of control. Well, I do not have a lot of control. And I'm talking about getting more control when I go thrifting. Not buy things just because I'm attracted to them. I need to really buy things that I'll use, and that, you know, I have so much around here that I need to use. But I have to tell you, I have not been thrifting in a long time. I've been cutting down. I've been going to some online sales, but even my last sale was Rebecca Wills. My last, besides, I always go to Jacqueline's Lovely Crafting Lodge. I always go to her. But I've been cutting down even on online because you need to use the stuff you buy. And when if you look at my video when I very first started my studio cleanup, it's probably about, I think I'm on like video 13 or 14. But if you look at my very first room, my room in here was just, it was horrible. And I'm getting it cleaned out now, and I'm going to use up, I don't know what I'm going to do with all my journals once I make them, but I'll put them in the small, I'm going to make some smaller journals. That's why I painted that box. All right. So speaking of that, as I was cleaning the other day, I found this. And Dee Dee, if you're still in here, you'll remember this because I haven't been going to Janet and Dee Dee's zine swaps, but I went to this one. And these are all zines that I got two of my own. This is the original, and this is the copy. And in October, in our membership group, we are doing what we're calling bird journals. Now, these are not going to be bird journals. These are from Dee Dee and Janet Young's zine swap, which I'm not sure what let's see, did I document it on here? Prompt. Dee Dee gave us each a set of prompts. And mine were, I wrote them down. What were my prompts? My prompts were dinosaur, think, and scissors. And this is the original zine that I made. It's, you know, it's very dimensional. But then after you copy it, where's my copy? This is a copy. And I had the hardest time making a pretty dinosaur face. But, like, I had a tat, you see here. See, this is a real tat. This is a real clump of paper, and there's how it copied down. These are real these are needles. They're not tatting needles. And then I've got so I've got some clumpy things in my original in here. And I drew little tats there, and I wish you could feel that because it's very textured. So this is mine was, I did little dinosaur. It looks like sewer, but it's sower, like somebody that sews. Little dinosaur sat on a rock to tat one day. She found her needles, thread, and shuttle, and her golden scissors. But what she didn't have was an idea. And I got a broken light bulb for the idea, for no ideas. I need to think about it. And here she's got Dina's art journal here, member of the Society of Idea Collectors. And here she is thinking. She goes, who, what, when, where, why, how, why not, what if, I wonder, think. She's thinking here. what did she make? And then I did a tatted question mark. I drew that. What did she make? It's a secret. And you turn the page. Dee Dee and Janet Young. And well, the secret was I have a little on the back here. It's a little, I did not put the real butterfly on here. I wonder why. I wanted to have a door. And I guess I thought it didn't work. I have a little tatted butterfly. She made a little tatted butterfly. Dina tatted a butterfly. That was her secret. But these are all the zines. I'm going to put mine at the back. I'm not going to put the original in it. I want this to be fairly flat. Now, these are different sizes. But I was thinking, in our zines that we're doing in our membership group, we're making a journal out of them. And I think I'm going to, mine in there are growing pretty thick for October already. I think I'm going to make 2 volumes, September, October, November, and December. We're calling them bird journals, B-E-R, for September, October, November, December. And I'm wanting to get these all in the same. And we're going to bind them together and make a journal of zines. And I was thinking that I could do that with this. This one is really small. Blue Moon Feast. This one was done by Janet Johnson, J.L. Johnson. And she made a nice Blue Moon Feast. Feast day at last. Did she put the prompts here? Her prompts were work boots, coconut, and clam. August 31st, 2023. She's got cherry stones and quahog and steamers and little something. She says, looking at the menu, Brenda couldn't wait. She put her, the menu was lobster, crab, mussels, clams, and potatoes. Corn on the cob. Workbooks and headed, she put on, she couldn't, let's see. Looking at the menu, Brenda couldn't wait. She put on her work boots and headed to the beach. She gathered rocks and dug a pit and started a fire. Brenda and her friends enjoyed the clam bake, and after everyone left, Brenda took off her work boots. And this is the back where she dated. It was in August of 2023. I'm going to have to do this one separately. Well, I mean, only in one area here. But I think what I'm going to do, look at, there's a cat. Have a perfect Halloween. This is in lovely memory of Charlotte, October 2023. At Halloween time, the most spidery time of the year. Who did this? Charlotte spun words to save a friend. And that must be Charlotte. Can you guys see? I should probably zoom in. And there's her web. I don't see any documentation of who did this. It's a nice zine. They just didn't document it. I'll probably put that toward the last 2 because, well, it's probably I'm not going to make it the very last. I'm going to make mine the last. I'm looking for one. Now this one looks like Janet Young's. Wanted Dead or Alive. Who did this one? Yeah, Janet Young. 3 prompt zine swap. Hers were ostrich, mushroom, and balloon. Let me zoom in. This looks like she's got a pickle there. It might be a little too far. We'll go through Janet Young's and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. Friday, Prairie City, Oregon, 9/19/23. After the recent bank robbery and shooting of our sheriff, we reached out to the shooter's sister, Miss Hannah Bell. Otto was seen on the banks of the robbery where the sheriff was shot. Hannah Bell reports that the family is distraught at the idea that one of their own has gone bad. The family is asking Otto to turn himself in. Ooh, this is too recent. Honey mushroom, largest organism in the world. Scientists have determined, am I out of frame? Scientists have determined that the honey mushroom located in the, I can't pronounce it, Meridel National Forest is the largest organism on the planet, shown with a caretaker flora fairy. Authorities are cautioning residents to use extreme care and prevent youngsters from eating this mushroom. Well, you know, when you have those hallucinations, hallucinogenic properties have not yet been determined as yet. Rumors are circulating that some of the residents have reported otherworldly adventures after consumption. This humongous fungus occupies 2,305 acres. Oh my goodness. Janet prints so nice. You can read. It's almost like reading a font that's been computerized font. Her printing is beautiful. See the honey mushroom from an airship. Bring the family. Safe and fun. Senior discounts. Pilots by Dante, D-A-N-T-E. Reservations, 1-800-NR ship. On the record, Sheriff Peter Pickle speaks out. In a recent interview, our beloved Sheriff, Mr. Peter Pickle, talked about his encounter with fugitive Otto Ostrich. I've known Otto since he was a hatchling. I suspect he may have been under the influence of the mushroom. I have no other explanation, but I promise that I will do everything in my one-eyed power. That pickle only has one eye. In my one-eyed power to bring him to justice. Authorities are asking all citizens to report any sightings of Otto. He was last seen at the Malneur, M-A-L-N-E-L-U-R, National Forest, partaking of the ginormous fruit of the honey mushroom. One said she heard him singing, "I shot the sheriff." Do not approach Otto. Experts have suggested that his abhorrent behavior is due to the effects of his mushroom consumption. Just say no to mushrooms. Wanted dead or alive. That's Otto. 091923. He said he's got a sign that has the date. $10,000 for Otto. I think I'm going to put that on the front. And I'm going to work this little one in. But the advantage of doing these bottom up is you only do one at a time. But I need a cover. And I'm not going to do my original because it's too... Well, I could probably. I could. I'd like to keep it with the group. So, I'll start with that because I want it at the bottom, and then I'll do my copy, and then I'll go into this, the one that, which one was it that wasn't that black cat one? Where's my black cat? The Halloween Charlotte. It wasn't a black cat, it was a spider. I'll do those first. And this will take me some time too. What time is it? It's only 7:30. Let me look at chat again. Go down to... Becky had to go. Let's see, Dee Dee says, although the praying mantis is a close second, Janice always makes mini newspaper. Oh, she does. Janet's ugly duckling is still your favorite? All the things she dropped down the sewer. Yeah. It's really sewer, not sewer. Janet always makes a newspaper. She does such a good job. I need something for a cover, something stiff. And you know, I imagine I took all my stuff out in the other room. This is, I showed this the other day. These are Shannon Green's papers, just lovely papers, but that won't work. I want something stiff for a cover. Oh, let me look here. Let me look. I have all sorts of stuff over here. I may not be able to get to something. What do I have here? No, no, and no. Oh. No, no, and no. Like the back of a pad. If I can find one. I took a lot of my stuff out in the other room, and so I don't have a whole lot at my disposal, but I might have something I can use. What's this? No, those are here. Maybe this. That might be big enough. And of course it needs to be, maybe I'll use some of Shannon's papers since I have it out. And I'll make a cover for this. Now this isn't going to happen. This is a Garfield. It was a writing tablet with Garfield. Let's take that off. And these measure, and well, they're about the same size. Let's take this one. Measures almost 3 by 3 1/4. This one measures about 2 3/4, almost 3 by 3 1/4. So I think if I make it 3 by, I want it down a little, 3 by, I might make it, with kind of time, I could cut it off. If I make it, if it make it 3 1/4, it's almost too much. I make it 3 1/8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and 4 1/2. We'll try. So let me get out a ruler. Throw that away. I'm learning to throw stuff away. So here's 3, and I said 3 1/8, so I kind of want to go, in between there and in between here. I'm kind of guessing. So if I put a line there, and let's put my, that should be plenty. Well, that's way too much even. I think I'll go to 3 again. I think 3 will do it. So I'm going to draw a line. Here. And we're going to do another 3. Ah, I'm running out of ink. And then what did I say? A 4 and a 4. Let's turn it this way. Yeah. Well, 4 and a half by 4 and a half. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of these pens that run out of ink. I think I had trouble with that one the other day and I didn't throw it away. So there. Now I could cover these before I cut them, but I don't think I will. I think I'll cut them first because then I won't have to draw my lines again. Let's get rid of this. Cost $1.30 at one time. All right. So I was going to start with that. I'm going to put all these back in the set for now so I don't lose them. Get this back out. Where's that Angie girl today? Is she making bowls? I haven't seen Angie. Did she pop in and I not see her? Bye, Dee Dee. Dee Dee says she's got to run some errands. I appreciate you guys when you pop in and spend a little time with me in the morning. I know you all have busy days. I get it. I get it. I understand. All right, we're just going to make some covers here. One more. I'm going to cut Garfield in half here. Poor Garfield. It's just your name. This is a good way to use up stash. This was an old tablet cover that didn't, or probably a stationery cover. That didn't even belong to me. It was in this desk when I got here. And I probably used up the paper. And I still have this. This is what you need to do to use up your stash. Alright, I think I'm going to use one of these as a guide. And what you need to do is figure out where you want your hollows. And I think I'll, because I need to make sure that so if I come in 3/4 of an inch here, and it's about 1/4 from here to here, and come in 1, 2, 3/4 of an inch there, and about 1/4 there. And then that leaves me 1, 2, there's 3, and 1, leaves me 3 inches. Let's set this on a, so there's 1, 2, 3 inches, so if I come in 1.5 there, I have 3, but I really think I need, do I need more than 3? These are zines. I think I'll stick with 3. 1, 2, 3. And I want to do the same thing on my let's move this up a little. So 1, this is my guide here. 2 and 3. This might be a little stiff. Now I made a mistake when I was binding one of my journals, in that I thought that I need to go from here to here, but you don't. You're, and this really needs to be a piece of paper that I can fold in half like this. It's a little too wide, but let's cut it to the size of my zine. Find my scissors. I'm here, I can't fold that in half. It's too stiff. I have it. And we'll fold this in half. Come on. So this is Tuesday, so Kathy Berg will be on after me. And she usually goes for 2 or 3 hours. Get my bone folder out here. Open up. Open up. All right, now we need to, I still need that guide. Where's my, I need this to tell me where to put those holes. I need to make it fit my zine. Yeah. Could have made this a little taller, but that's all right. It'll be okay. I'll mark it here, here, and here. And fold it this way. Now this will go in side of here. And I should probably mark a top. So it should be the same distance, but all right, now I need to start poking holes. So let's get my, oh, I think I put it away. If I put it away, I know where it's at. And I'm hoping 3 will be enough. I think she used 5. Maybe I should do 5, but 3 seems like enough on. I'm thinking I might need to do 5. This is about, between these 2 dots is 1.5. If I put 1 there at 3/4, right? 1, 2, 3, that would be in the center. I think 5, I think I might need to do 5 here. And then 1, 2 here. And the same way with these. I need to put these all on the same line. It's my ruler. I guess they are for the most part. One there. And one there. I think I'll go with 5. Might be a little bit of an overkill on this, but so now I need to make sure I have these top up. And we're gonna, I think I'll start with mine instead of this one. I'll start with my original. And we're open it to the center. And we're gonna mark. Make sure I have it at the top, not the bottom. Like this. Top up. But I still need to do it like this. All right, and I can't, I need to cover these. We're going to go ahead and poke holes in the cover so I'll have a semblance of a hole. But after I cover it or paint it, whatever I do, hopefully I can find those holes again. And let's see, where's my other cardboard? And yeah, let's see if I can mark through these holes. Let me turn my camera just a little that way. Did that help? Now, I don't think I want to paint these because I don't want to warp them. I think I'm going to cover them with some of Shannon Green's papers. And I'm going to use Yes Paste. And hopefully I'll be able to find these holes again. These will be the front and the back. I'm going to, the solid pieces, but are they matched enough? They are. Let's make a, well, I'll have to do that after I paint it or cover it because it's, now I think I was watching Natasha, I'm going to do Coptic binding, and I watch her tutorials. I'm very interested in her channel. She has some really good videos out. I'm going back through these. That's a little close to the edge, but I think it'll be okay. And she took a file and kind of filed when she filed it down, but I might have to poke it again. Get some of that gunk off of the dimension, the cardboard. Flatten them out a little. It's going to happen again when I put the cover on it, but this, I do feel little cardboards. a little better. Let's do this one. Get some of that cardboard that builds up after you poke your holes. Kind of smooth it out a little. I'll have to, well, I don't know if I want to sand down after I've covered it. For the most part, your threads will cover up that stuff anyway. Alrighty. So, I'm going to push all that to the side again. Take this off. I'm going to get out another piece of waxy paper. I don't think I'm going to wet my desk down this time. And I want my yes paste. Wherever I put my yes paste. Yes, yes, where are you? Uh-oh. Did I hide it? Here it is. And let's choose some papers. Let's choose some Shannon green paper. I glued my lampshade stencil onto a piece of paper and put that in my Society of Idea collector. Oh, let's pick some Shannon green paper here for my covers. That's pretty. But I think I will just want one that's, I want one that's not done on the back, because maybe something like this. Because I don't want to mess up the two-sided sheet. These would be pretty. And this one would be pretty. I'm going to hold my finger at that blue one. These are Shannon Green's. A long time ago, I bought a box of Shannon Green paper from her. And I've been using and using and using it, and this is what I have left. I might have some sheets someplace else. It's just beautiful what she does. And I think these are all right. I think that blue is, this is pretty cool. I think this blue is my best bet, but can I get enough? Let's see, if I come right here to there, would that cover the inside? I think if I'm careful, I can get 4 out of this for both the front and back. We'll see, said the blind lady. She didn't really see it all. So if I go this way, oh, I might be able to go this way too. Yeah. Let's just come in here. And I might use a marker. See it better. Whoops. Well, that's okay. It's going to get covered. Box that I painted, I might fill it with zines. I might fill it with zines. Those little shelves. And then let's go. Do I want to do one here and one here? One here and one there. And I'm going to do this one right here. Alrighty. And I think I'll just cut them with my scissors. And I'll see how straight I can cut. This doesn't seem... doesn't seem right to me. But I guess it is. All right. Now I think I'm going to have some holes up here. Let's see. I forgot about the holes. Should have moved that down just a tad. Well, I think I'll be okay. what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this on. It's just a tad, and I can put a black marker on it. I think I got it out to the edge. Let's cut it this way. Well, I can trim it. Let's cut it on the side. Mary's thinking to herself here. I'm just going to trust my lines. My lines always, because I use those pins, they're a little bit larger. They make it a little larger when I trace around them. I think I'll be okay. Might be able to... No, I cut it off. All right, ignore me. And I'll trim these off after I get them glued on the page. Let's see, I'm off at 9, and it is 8:03 now, so I think I'll cut that off after I get it on. So I got this, and I think I'll save the, I don't know about that, but this one's savable, and that one is savable, and this. I guess I might as well save that one. And I'll put these in my scrap box, which is really doesn't have very many pretty papers in it. It's mostly, well, I got, you know, I could have used this for my zine, maybe for another zine. I'm going to do more zines. This would make a nice zine cover. I've got 2 of them. But we're using Shannon Green's paper today. Go with the flow, Mary. You started it, finish it. Let me see, I had a palette knife over here, did I not? Yes. Push all that over again. Get it out of my way. Alright, I want to glue these on, and then when I glue them on, I'll trim off that stuff. Actually, I think I'm going to make it here just barely on this one. Doesn't matter. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter what side I put these on. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to use Yes Paste. And I'm getting down toward the bottom of this. I like to take off the sides as I go down. I got more paste on here than I need, but I tend to put a lot of paste on my, but you only really need a thin coat. And I should probably, even though I have the wax paper down, let me grab my glue book here. What did I do with it? Let me reach. It fell down in here. Did it? Here it is. Is that it? Or is that something else? Home to sandstorm and mammoths. Kind of spread this out a little thinner. See, I've got a lot left on my knife. Get the corners. All right. Let's bring it over here. The thing about Yes Paste, it is kind of messy. You get sticky fingers, but if you keep a baby wipe or a hand sanitizer towel close by, you can wipe it off easy enough. Yes Paste is water soluble, but I wouldn't go thinning it out any. But it's easy to clean that gunk off your fingers. And then I'm going to take another towel here. And if you have a brayer, that would help. But you need to flatten it down. And I'm going to trim this part off. Pushed my scissors over here. That's my wax paper, this is my wet towel, and that's my dry towel. And I'm going to trim this off here. Got lucky. I forgot about those sprockets there. And I'll probably go, and I'm going to do both sides. I'm going to do both sides. And I'll probably go around the edge with black. Be fun to do it in gold too. Alright, let's go ahead and do this side. I don't think it matters. Let's see, I should have 4 of those. 1, 2, 3. Where's my 4th one? Did I only have 3? I had 4, did I not? Well, I got another one that, honestly, that I put in the, might have to get it out. I'm always losing something. Whenever I do this stuff, I always lose it. Did I only have 3? I thought I cut out 4. Maybe I put it in the box with the other. We'll get it out when I get there. Let's go ahead and do these. Hold on, put this one on here. You can tell I've used this before because I'll do the map. The Black Hills region. This is a travel guide. I got them at the library. I don't need travel guides. Stay home and clean my house. I'm still looking for that other one. I must have put it away with the scraps. And I like to, when I use my glue, and see it's pretty well down there, probably got about a fourth left. I like to dig around the sides and clean off the sides of my glue. I should probably put my lid on it because I do have my fan going. I get some more. Is that gonna be enough? I don't know. It's going to be a pretty color. It's just easier for me to rub on this towel than on that paper. If I get any gunk on my hands, it gets on the towel. Alrighty. And let's trim this one off. It's wet. Now I'm hoping that I can feel I might have to mark them again. I can kind of feel the holes. I probably should have waited to punch my holes. This one needs a little trimming down here. And I'll go with a black marker around the edges. Yeah. Let's do this one. That's just a layer. I hope everybody is having a nice week. It's the middle of September. Autumn is upon us. Fall is upon us. Our trees haven't turned yet, though. They'll start turning here pretty soon, and I'll have raking to do. I want to get that yard mowed before I have to rake. It might be hard to rake through a tall grass. So I'm going to do it this week, though, probably Thursday, because it's going to rain tonight, and I don't think it's going to rain Wednesday. Or, yeah, Wednesday. It'll rain tonight, but not, might be kind of wet to mow on Thursday. Well, this is Tuesday night. Maybe, yeah, by Thursday it should. By Thursday it should dry out. Thursday was when I was thinking I'd mow it. The day after tomorrow. I'm going to have to really trim this. I'm going to flip this while I'm thinking of it. Flip it this way. And got a heart. The Lake Resort of the Black Hills. This is readjustable. The Yes paste is readjustable. I didn't have it over far enough. If I can move it over a little this way. Now I need to move it down. Open time. Becky looked it up for me one time. The open time on your Yes paste is about 15 minutes if you have to reposition something. I didn't have it, my edge all covered here. It is now. Let's trim this off. Oops, I got trimming on my... I'm going to have to clean my scissors. These scissors are... I don't think these small ones are serrated. I think I can sharpen these small ones. But they're getting pasty too. And I still have a scissors sharpener that Riri sent me. It's up above there. I keep it up above on my top of my bookshelf. Let's see if I can trim this stuff a little. It's pretty. Let's take my wet towel and clean my scissors a little. They're getting gunky. Clean my fingers. All right, now I check my scrap box and see if I put that other one back in there. Is that it? And I said I'd cut off that side. bobby pin embellishment. All right. I tend to use this Yes paste liberally. It's expensive. It'll cost you about $50 now for a 32-ounce jar, but let me tell you, it's worth it. It will not warp your papers if you're doing on a thinner paper. It doesn't warp on a cardboard either, but cardboard's a little stiffer. If you are working on a thinner paper, it won't warp your paper. It might a little, because it does have a little moisture in it, but it's a paste. These things have gotten expensive over the last few years. I'm not sure why paste would get more expensive, but I suppose they have overhead costs that we don't see. I've really got more paste on here than I need, though. I'm going to put some back in. And then I scrape it off the edges the next time I... Yeah, I can get some more of this off. Let's go ahead and do this. Got some glue in there that I don't want to get on my scissors. I got just the little blue dots right in there, the little white dots, but I think I'll border that with blue, with black ink. We'll cover that up. And I'll put it on the inside. Alrighty. So both sides should be covered. Let's put my Yes paste away. Put the waxy paper back over it. Should get out a clean sheet. Get that on straight. Put it on tight. Clean my fingers. And I'm going to go around the edges here. probably don't need to, but I feel like I should. Alright, I did get some off. Alright, now let's go and mark holes in this again. My scissors. Put that back down. And this wax paper is still pretty good. I'm going to fold it up. I can use it again. And let's see. They're on this side. I should be able to feel them again. I can kind of see them here. But if I'll get pretty close, but it doesn't really matter too much. I think I was going 1/4 of an inch in. Mark them with my dark pen. Let's see what I've done here. Yeah, I found that one pretty easy. So I should be on, but I'm not going to sand these down like I did the others. But I do like to go through it on both sides. It helps my needle find the I need to clean my scissors again. Helps my needle find the holes. Turn it over and go back through it this way. And my awl picks up that glue in there too. So where's my towel? I just had it here. Wind blow it away. Oh, it's there. I threw that other one away. Let me do a little cleanup here. It's feeling gunky. It'll get gunky off of the other one too, but clean my scissors again. They felt kind of gunky. So let's do the other one. I think they're on here. You can kind of see them. And right now I don't think I have to worry too much about top and bottom. It's when because these are pretty much the same. Now, I'm going to take that napkin off while I'm doing this because I use that line to measure. Come on, don't be stubborn. That's pretty good. Oh, and I closed my pen. Yeah, I can feel them under there. I think I'm pretty much on. Might be wrong, but that went in pretty easy. That one might be a little off. And then I'll go through on the other side back. What time is it? It's 8:34. Doing this again. Just clean the gunk off of it. All right. So one of these is going to be the top and one's going to be the bottom. This one has a spot on it. I'm going to put that down at the bottom like this in the inside. And this one of these have the little holes. I don't see them. They're up there. But I think I'll probably put some ink on that. It's on the opposite, so it'll be at the top back. I could put that on the back, but I don't like that there. So this is the back. This is the one I want to start with. I want this on the outside, so I'm going to start here. Get this out of the way. And then I'm going to start with mine original. And this is where the top on this matters. So, those are pretty even. The holes are even there. This is even here. So when I bind this, it'll come in there. Well, those holes will match up, but it won't. It'll really be over this way. You'll see. And I hope I do this right this time. My other one I didn't do right. I did already mark these. All right. Well, did I punch them? I don't think I punched them yet. Now I could at this point, since I'm getting ready to bind this, and I think I will, because I'm not going to copy this anymore. I'm going to take a piece of tape and put a little piece of tape right at the edge of where it's open, and that'll help keep my book flat and together. So I learned that from Tanya McGuire. Let me get a piece of tape. Just a little piece of, although Natasha at Treasure Book says, over time, even your double-sided tape will lose its grip. All right. She said if you get the acid-free kind, it's a little bit better. Well, the dollar store packaging does say that it's acid-free. So I don't know. I have seen this tape lose its grip on some of my cards, though. So I'm going to put a little piece of tape right there on the edge. And see if I can't get it up. And then I'm going to put these two together like that. I might have to use my score on, but that, and I don't have to do that here because it's on the fold. I have to do it on this one. And this one's going to be kind of fat because I have dimensional things in here, which is okay for me. I'm going to put it right over that thread. That is crochet thread. That red thread is crochet thread. A little sequence there, and I've got a tat. I've got a little ball of thread there. That's just a sticker. I got some needles here. Real needles. Did I get it? Get a hold of it. And then this one's on the fold. So you only have to do it twice, and it just helps it keeps its shape a little better. You can take your score. This one's a little hard to score. A flat piece of paper would be easier to score. But it's pretty good. I'm not unhappy with it. All right, now I'm ready to punch my holes. Not with that. And some people put theirs in the center of a phone book or a thick book. I just hold it in my hand, especially something like that. It punches pretty easy. Now on my book that I'm binding for my Harrison Fisher that I'm doing I'm doing a Harrison Fisher altered book with the Fib Diggity Creators Group. And I used really thin paper of an old book. And so then I put washi tape here and I put washi tape there on the zines. But what happens is when you fold it, that washi tape adds an extra layer, and and by the time you do 4 zines or 5 zines, or not zines, signatures, you get real thickness here and thin over on this side. But in that book, I don't mind because I can put tags and I can fill out the bulk with bobby pin embellishments and whatever. So this is the center of my zine, and this is the outside of this is the inside of my back cover. So what I want to do, and I have some thread here, and I should have my needle out. Where's my needle? Did I lose my needle? Is it in here? No, it's already in here. And this is the one I started with and I've got plenty of thread already loaded on here. And I cut it out of I started to bind my Harrison Fisher book, and I didn't like what I was doing. So I cut the binding out before I got too far. But this is wax thread that I got from Rebecca Wills. Let me get back into my chat here. I get some pretty good bargains with this wax thread from her. And I think I ordered some more too. I think I need to order some more. But I usually don't bother with wax thread, but since I have it here, I'm going to use it. And now I need to make sure that I'm doing this right, because I tend to do stuff wrong the first time. But let's see if I can remember what I'm doing. And this is a real needle on the outside, so I gotta be careful of my fingers. I'm gonna come in here. Now I like my blind knots, but I can't do that here. And this thread, since it's waxed, it holds into the eye of that needle pretty good for me. So I'm going to go through here, through the hole here, and I'm going to pull it all the way through. Well, not all the way through, but I'm going to pull it through. And I got a tassel on this that's getting caught in there. Get out of there. And I pulled it in there, didn't I? Pulled it right through my tassel. I should probably get a piece of painter's tape and get that out of my way. Hold on. I got a little piece here. Will that work? Hold a minute. I mean, this is the disadvantage of cleaning your room. I took everything. Well, when I did that big drawing, that sketch, I took everything off my desk, so I'd have room for my big sketchbook. So my painter's tape is over here. Hold on. Behind me. I should put those things on that cart, and then I just want to hold this tassel down so I don't get it caught in my thread here. Alright, so let's keep going. I want to pull this through. And I want to leave a tail. And then I'm going to go through through here. And do I have it how I want it? Yes. I'm going to go through here. Now this is usually where I get lost. Now on her, Natasha at Treasured Thread, she does have a printout with her tutorial. I didn't print it out, but you come through, and I'm going to hold on to this. I think I'll put this underneath of this tape to help me hold on to it, like that. And I think what she does, and what I didn't do, is she comes around, what I didn't do on my Harrison Fisher book, is she comes around this thread. I'm going to get my needle. Comes under it. Under it like that. Did I? Yeah, I got under it. And I've got a pretty long thread here. I got more thread than I need, but I pulled this for another book. It's thread that was already on my needle. And you just make a little loop, and then you go back through your center here. And that's what I didn't do on my other book. But I got to get this. I should have a clip. Yeah. Where are those bobby pins in the needle? Yeah. I found a whole bunch of bobby pins the other day too. Oh, it's still on the... Wait, I'm reaching for some bobby pins. They all fall down to the bottom of the barrel. The loose ones. Hold the phone. Let's get a couple out. All right, we're gonna put a bobby pin on this to help keep it closed. I'll have to adjust it after I get my bobby pin on there. It needs to come up a little. And let's put one on this signature to help keep it closed while I'm working with it. There, much better. So I came under that thread there, and I want to pull it closed, pull it tight, and then you go back through that same hole. And that's what I neglected to do. I had poked holes here and here and here, and that was wrong. You needed to poke the holes in the center, like what I did on this one. I goofed on that other one. I had to take it all apart. And that's why I put the washi tape on it. So see, I'm coming back through that same hole after I went under the thread there. And my end thread is down here. I've put it underneath of that tape. I think I can leave it there for now. And we're just pulling this thread back through. It's kind of hard to see because I have maybe I'll take that green mat and put under. Find my green mat. Where did I put the green mat? Let's put this green mat. You might be able to see the threads a little better. So So now I'm coming back through that first hole. It's really not difficult binding once you learn the process. It's a pretty easy binding. There we go. And that kind of holds it too. And you get this little, you get that little line there. And as you work on this, so I'm going to go down through this one, down through this, and, well, I'm going to pull it through because I've got such a long thread. You go through that other hole, but I'm going to go through the other hole separately because I'm dealing with a long thread here. So you come down to the next hole down below on the inside, down through it, and then you go through the next hole here. Come on. I'm just going slow so that I don't tangle my thread. A waxed thread is not going to tangle as much as a unwaxed thread. And then you go under your thread again. Let me get it up there. I always move it to get through my holes. I move my bobby pin off of it. Put my thread, there's my needle. You come underneath of your thread, underneath of the thread. And I suppose you could go, I'm getting it loose here. The first couple ones are, I think the cover is the hardest. Just like when you crochet or tat, you know, the first couple rows are hard. You get going on it, things get easier. You come under the thread, and that's why they say to use a curved needle. It's easier to get under that thread. Come under the thread, pull it through the threads, pull it tight, and go back in the same hole. Let's see if I can find it here. Am I getting through it? Yeah. So go back in after you've gone under that thread. And I see I'm kind of pulling up my copy paper there a little, but I think it'll be okay. All right, then you go down to the next hole. Kind of keep it. You want it tight, but you don't want it too tight. Go down to the next hole down here. And I'm going to try to go through the cover too, if I can find it. Go down to the next hole and go down to the next hole in the cover. Right there. Coming through that way. And so your lines are going to be in the center of your signature, but on here it's going to turn out to be like little braids, and you'll see that as we add another signature. It's 8:57, so Kathy Berger's going to be on in 3 minutes, so I'm going to finish this, go back under this, and then through the hole, and then I'll probably stop for the day. So here we are on the outside, and I'm going to put my needle, because it's a curved needle, you can put it right in and turn it, and it should come out on the other side. It's getting caught in the hole there. There we go. Yeah. I still think that it's easier after you get a couple in there, and I've got a needle and a bobby pin that are kind of throwing me. And then you just pull it tight. Pull it tight. And then go back through the same hole again. Try to keep it even. I took the bobby pin off of this, because I wanted to get under. Put that bobby pin back on here. Holds it for me. And I'm going to go back through my signature. Come on, get in there. Back through here. And you just keep doing that till you get to the end. And then you don't go back again. You go to the next signature. And I might do a standalone video where I work on finishing binding this. But you can see where it's starting to bind there and here. And then when you add the next signature, you bind those two signatures right here, and it starts to add a little braid. Well, I've got 12, I think there are 12 zines in here. So I'll have 12 signatures. And that smaller one, I'll probably just bind. I don't know if I can get 3 on there or not. I haven't punched it. I might be able to. It wasn't that small. I think I can get 3 holes. If I can't, I'll just do 1. So I'm going to quit because Kathy Berger's going to come on. It's already 9 o'clock. I want to thank those of you who are spending some time with me out there. Thank you for, there's Tina and Angie. There's Angie girl. Dar, Kimberly. Thank you guys. Kimberly dropped the link to Kathy Berg's channel up above. I will see you guys probably Thursday morning, 6 a.m. Have a great week. Bye, everybody.